welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Woodway here again, the Fab Jock, and I'm coming to you again with a new episode. And today I intend to answer a lot of the questions you have regarding a very important topic that I know a lot of ladies will be interested in. Now, this is something that a lot of ladies have experienced and will experience in their lifetime. And even though it is harmless, it does cause a lot of distress and discomfort to women. And so today I'm going to address it, and I'm going to give you tips on how to prevent this, and I'll also give you tips on how to treat it. I'm not talking about anything other than a vaginal thrush, also known as a yeast infection. And to start off with, I'm going to debunk a few of the myths that people have surrounding vaginal thrush. Now, a lot of people I speak to call this a toilet infection. Now, this is absolutely wrong, because you do not get vaginal thrush by sharing a toilet or by using a public toilet. Just by the mere fact of how the illness comes about, this is impossible. And I will be letting you know about how you come across, how you develop this yeast infection. And I'll try to explain to you why it is not possible for you to get this from using the public toilet. Right, so to start off with, we're going to be talking about how you come across, how you get vaginal thrush, what causes it. Now, vaginal thrush is caused by a fungus, which is called Candida, which is a type of yeast fungus. It's also known as yeast. This is normally present in most women. So most women's vagina have yeast fungus in it, but it's harmless. It's not causing any problems, and it's just on the surface of the membrane of the vagina. It's also present there in addition to other bacteria, which are known as normal flora. Now, what happens is, when there's an imbalance between this bacteria and the fungus, which causes the fungus to grow, it can multiply and kind of take over, and that's what causes this thrush. Okay, now you might find that you have get recurrent thrush and you don't know why. You've tried everything you can do, but you still have thrush. And so today I'm going to be talking to you about what you're doing wrong and what you can do. But before we get to that, I'm going to talk to you about the symptoms you will get when you do develop thrush. The first of which will be vaginal itching and soreness. You find that it's very uncomfortable around the area. You find that you have this urge to just keep scratching, but it's obviously very advisable not to scratch, because that only worsens things and worsens the soreness around the area. Now, the second thing you will notice is some vaginal discharge. Now, I'm going to be discussing about vaginal discharge in a totally different video, but the type of discharge you do get when you have vaginal thrush will be odorless. It will be thick, and it is usually white. That being said, vaginal thrush can be present in addition to some other infections which can cause smelly discharges. So having a smelly discharge does not completely rule out having a thrush. Okay, so the next thing you might find is that you have painful sex. You find that you want to just avoid having sex with your partner. You find that it's dry and sore when you have sex. Obviously this can also happen when you have vaginal dryness, but it's a symptom of thrush as well. Okay, and so next I'm going to be talking to you about what causes the thrush, what causes this yeast infection, what puts you at a higher risk of having an infection. And I'm sure a lot of you have these questions. Pregnancy. So pregnancy actually alters your hormones, your estrogen and your progesterone balance, and puts you at risk of having this thrush. The second thing will be uncontrolled or poorly controlled diabetes. So when your blood sugar level is very high, you will be at a higher risk of having this thrush? Well, even if you're not diagnosed with diabetes, when you have very high blood sugar levels in your system, it also triggers or worsens your vaginal thrush. Now, also taking antibiotics, especially if you take recurrent antibiotics, can put you at risk of having thrush as well. That's because it kills off the normal bacteria, which is part of your normal flora, and hence makes it possible for these yeast fungus to overproliferate, to multiply in your vagina, and then can infiltrate and cause symptoms of this thrush. Okay, now if you have any illness at all that reduces your immunity, such as an infection like HIV, or any other infection that reduces your immunity, or if you're taking certain medications such as chemotherapy, these reduce your immunity and put you at risk of having an infection, any infection really, but also vaginal thrush. Now, what can you do to prevent this thrush? So one thing you can do is avoid using deodorants or any perfumed cosmetics in that area around your vagina. So this also includes using soaps and deodorants and perfumes and talc powder. Just avoid using anything with a perfume there. It's recommended that you wash the area using water and some emollients, which are soapless and which moisturize the area without actually introducing any soap in it. The second thing you want to do is to make sure that after each wash that you dry completely. So you need to keep that area dry and airy. You need to make sure there isn't any warm moisture around the area, which is a breeding ground for this yeast. And so that also means that if you go for a swim, it is recommended that you change your trunk immediately, and also change your underpants as well and into something dry, because you don't want to leave something wet and moisture and that has moisture in that area. Okay, it's also recommended that you do not take long soaks in the bath. Take a shower rather than soak in a bath. It's also recommended that you wear dry cotton underpants. Avoid silk, lace, nylon underpants. And also, when you are on your period, make sure you change your tampons and your pads very regularly, because you don't want things to be wet in that area. And so I've told you about things you can do to prevent vaginal thrush. Now, if you do have vaginal thrush, there are certain things you can do. There are some medications you can buy over the counter. That means you can get them from your local pharmacy, and they can come in the form of a cream which you can apply to the area. This would usually help relieve the itching and the soreness, but might not treat your thrush completely. It might require some pastries, which are in a capsule form, which you insert inside your vagina and treats the thrush within the vagina. You might also be able to get some tablets which you can take orally. This will depend. It all depend on the extent of the illness and your ability to tolerate the side effects, because you're at a higher chance of getting side effects from tablets you take orally. Okay, now I hope I've been able to answer your questions regarding vaginal thrush. I hope I've been able to make some clarifications and educate you a bit more about vaginal thrush. If you have any questions, please kindly drop them in the comment box and I will answer each and every one of them. If you also have any topic you want me to address, also please drop it in the comment box and I will make sure I treat it within the next few videos. Okay, so thank you very much for listening and watching this video. Please go ahead and like this video and share with your friends, and don't forget to click that subscribe button and turn on the notification, and you won't miss any of my other videos. Thank you very much, and then until next time, see you later. Bye bye.